Happy Wednesday, guys. It is Science Day today, so I hope you're excited to be here with me watching this video, ready for some science. So for today's class, we're actually going to be doing an experiment. So it's not going to be like other classes where we take a picture of our work or we talk about our work, because it's going to take 2 days to do. So we're going to start the experiment today and we're going to finish it tomorrow. So if you have a printer at home and you were able to print out the sheet, this is what it should look like. If you didn't, that's okay, because I'm going to go ahead and do it on a sheet of paper for those of you who weren't able to print out that sheet. So to start, as always, let's write down our names at the top of our paper. So I'm going to go ahead and write down my name. And this experiment is called Wet Blanket. So for today's class, if you have this stuff, you can go ahead and do this experiment with me. But if you don't have this stuff at home, that's okay, because I'm going to be recording the observations, and on Friday we'll talk some more about them, and then you guys can copy my observations. So we're going to need 2 towels that look like this, or 2 pieces of cloth that are exactly the same, because we don't want to change things up. We want to make sure that we're keeping our variables, which is things that we're using in our experiment, the same, and we're only changing one thing. So I'm going to have 2 cloths that look exactly the same and are exactly the same. They're the exact same thickness. There's nothing different about them. They're the exact same color too. And then I'm going to be using a measuring cup. That's 1 cup, because I'm going to be filling this up with 1 cup of water. And I'm going to need a heat source. So my heat source is going to be something really big that's in the sky, and that is the sun. So it's nighttime right now, so I can't put everything out. I'm going to go ahead and do that in the morning, but I'm just going to walk you guys through the experiment in case you're going to do it at home. But so tomorrow when I wake up in the morning, I am going to fill up my cup of water. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you guys don't have a measuring cup for 1 cup of water, you can grab anything in your house, like a small cup. Just make sure that you pour the same amount on both towels. So that's why I'm using a measuring cup. That way I know that I can do it exactly the same. But if you don't and you have like a small cup that you can use, or you can fill it up all the way, whichever makes it easier, so that you know that you're putting the same amount of water on each towel. But if you use a lot more water, it's going to take a little bit longer to see the results. So I'm in the morning, I'm going to fill this cup of water, and then I'm going to spill the water all over both of these rags. So 1 cup of water is going to go on this rag, and then 1 cup of water is going to go on this rag. Then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to place one of my rags in a cool, dark place. So I'm thinking that the best place to put it in is my garage, because it's really dark in there. And then my other towel, I want it to be in the sun. So there's a lot of sunlight in the morning on my patio. So that's where I'm going to set my other rag. But I'm not just going to leave them there and forget about them. If you're doing this experiment, I want you guys to go back and check on it from time to time. So it doesn't have to be every 10 minutes, but about every maybe 30 minutes to hour or so, start checking on your towels. So you want to make sure that you're doing it at the exact same time. So maybe have a helper at home, and if you don't, that's okay. Then you can just run back and forth between the 2 places, because that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm just going to feel my towels to see if they're dry or they're still wet. But so that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. So to start, we are going to make a prediction. So the question we're trying to figure out today is which blanket will dry faster. But remember, it's not a blanket, it's my towels. So if you have the paper with you, you are going to go ahead and write your prediction right here. But if you do not have the paper, that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and write the word prediction on my blank sheet of paper. And then my sentence is going to start with I think. and then the rest of my sentence. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what that looks like so far. So I have prediction, and then right below that I have I think, and then I want you guys to go ahead and write your prediction in. So do you think the towel that is in the garage is going to dry faster? Or do you think the towel that is in the sun is going to dry faster? So once you have your prediction, go ahead and, well, depends on whether you're doing the experiment or not. So if you have the stuff to do the experiment, then go ahead and do your prediction. And then after that, I want you to write, well, if you're on a blank sheet of paper, I want you to write the word observations. Just like that. And I want you to write down what you're observing. So if I place my towels outside and in the garage, let's say at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I go back and check on them at 11 in the morning, I'm going to go ahead and just write the numbers 11 a.m. like that. And then I'm going to write an observation. So if I feel like one of those towels is a little bit drier, then I'm going to go ahead and write the outside towel is drier, or the garage towel is drier. I'm going to go ahead and write down those observations. But it shouldn't only take an hour. I think it'd probably take a little bit longer. So then maybe I'll check back on it again at 12. And now I'm going to go ahead and write a 12 p.m. And again, I'm going to list my observations. So what do I feel? Does one feel, again, drier than the other? Or is it already fully dry? And if it's fully dry, I'm going to go ahead and list that on there. But once I get one towel that is fully dry, my experiment is over, because that towel was the first one to dry and I wanted to know which one would dry faster. So my question has been answered. I forgot to show you guys this sheet, but if you're working on the sheet, your observations would go right here. And if you're doing this experiment by yourself at home, then you can go ahead and write your conclusion. So once you have your observations and you know which towel dries faster, you're going to go ahead and let me know over here. You're going to let me know this towel dries faster. But again, I'll talk more about the conclusion on Friday for those of you who don't have this stuff at home and can't do the experiment. But for today's class, if you do have this stuff at home, please do the experiment. Make sure you're keeping track of what's happening. As I mentioned, with the recording of the time so that you can record your observations. And other than that, guys, you are done for today, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. So have a great day, guys. And I can't wait to see all of your guys' faces, hopefully very soon, because I miss all of you guys. So have a great day.